This is Tom Morand, and the name of my presentation is Free Will. In this paper, I will examine what it means to be human and how people like Anton Chigurh challenge humanism. I will use the essay Ethical Aliens, The Challenge of Extreme Perpetrators to Humanism by William Myers to give context to the difference between us and him, in order to show that the capacity for evil exists universally, but we are good by choice. The main text I will use for my essay will be Ethical Aliens, The Challenge of Extreme Perpetrators to Humanism by William Myers from the textbook. The lens and theme of my essay will be addressing that even though we can do wrong, being human means helping people and using your free will for good. A quick note, in the following slides, I will be covering the major topics I will discuss in my essay. Each slide will contain the topic in the title, with the following text briefly summarizing the topic as it relates to my essay. Background info of the monster. My monster is Anton Chigurh, the main antagonist of the movie No Country for Old Men. Chigurh is played by the Spanish actor Javier Bardem. In the movie, Anton is a ruthless hitman who is tasked with recovering $2 million, which was lost in a drug deal gone wrong. He killed anyone who stood in his way and anyone who posed a threat of identifying him. Throughout the movie, he's seen as an agent of fate. He sees his current situation, occupation, and actions as a result of random chance. Several times, he flipped a coin to decide whether or not to take a life and remove the blame from himself. What is an extreme perpetrator? From Ethical Aliens, The Challenge of Extreme Perpetrators to Humanism by William Myers, there are criminals, there are murderers, and then there are what William Andrew Myers calls extreme perpetrators, those whose actions are so evil and so beyond our ability to understand that they seem like a different species. One part of the quote above that really stood out to me and related to Anton is the last part. So beyond our ability to understand that they seem like a different species. Anton seems completely removed from humanity. Normal conversation is foreign or even a threat to him. He does not share the values we do and he mocks the way we live. Moral values are a topic that was frequently on display throughout the film, and seeing the vast difference between the two characters was intriguing. I have attached two quick summaries for each character, but the contrast between the two shows that morality is subjective. Our views would generally tend to be on the side of Llewellyn because we've lived our lives and been raised in a society that reflects those values. But what if it were the opposite? What makes us right and Anton wrong? As you all know, we have free will. We have the ability to do things, whether good or bad, completely of our own volition. Everything that we do is a choice. Some are easier than others, but each one that we make is our decision and our responsibility. Whether it be a choice to keep sitting on the couch watching Netflix instead of doing your homework, a choice to help the old lady with her groceries across the street, or the choice to rob your bank, everything that we do is a conscious decision. Anton tried to deny this fact by enacting chance, specifically with his signature coin flip. His reasoning was that if the person lost the coin toss, they died and it was out of his hands. Towards the end of the movie, Carla called him out on this by telling him that the coin didn't matter. He chose to do what he does even though he tries to avoid this fact. The world we live in is uncaring and harsh, and sometimes bad things happen to good people. Extreme perpetrators, such as fictional ones like Anton, or real ones like serial killers, dictators, and terrorists that Myers mentions in his essay, are a blight on our world. These people choose to do bad things and be a detriment to humanity. As Myers said, part of our experience as humans includes awareness, if not direct experience, that some people are quite extraordinarily vicious. Some behavior seems to go beyond ordinary criminality so far that we struggle to comprehend it as human action. As unfortunate as it is that people like this exist, it is a fact of the world that we live in. Despite this, we can use our free will for good and the betterment of society as a whole. Denial of guilt. As I stated earlier in the theme slide, being human means helping people and using your free will for good. However, if you do the opposite and you do bad things and hurt people, you have to accept that you were wrong and to begin to redeem yourself. Sometimes people won't accept this and do mental gymnastics to avoid admitting guilt, like Anton with the coin flip. He enacts random chance as a crutch to remove the blame from himself. When he's unsure of whether or not to kill, he flips the coin and makes them call it. He won't call it himself, otherwise it wouldn't be fair. But even with the charade, he's still the one responsible, even if he doesn't want to think so. And by denying his guilt for his crime against humanity, he forfeits his own humanity. And I've attached the scene that I keep talking about at the bottom here. Conscious effort. As I said earlier, we can choose to help each other and make the world a better place. We could all ignore our humanity and be like Anton, the strange and murderous boogeyman, but we choose not to because we value our fellow humans and respect life. Through choice and conscious effort, we try to be human.